Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to talk to you about the 7 best foods for people living with diabetes, or for those who want to control their blood sugar to have as an afternoon snack. A lot of people don't plan this meal very well, and they might end up arriving hungrier, experiencing big drops in blood sugar, or their sugar might spike a lot depending on what they ate. So it's important to organize and know what the best choices are. You're going to love this video, so stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. Before we start, I want to ask you, do you live with diabetes? Does someone in your family have diabetes? How old are you? I would love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that really helps me here on the channel, and share this video with anyone who might need it, okay? Let's expand our chain of kindness. If you can, also take a moment to leave your like. That's really important to me, especially because it shows YouTube that you support the channel and trust my content. When we talk about diabetes, about controlling blood sugar, about diet, most people worry a lot about lunch, dinner, the big meals. But the small meals also have a big impact, especially because if you stop to think about it, they actually happen at breakfast and afternoon snack time between those main meals. So depending on what you eat during those times, you can better sustain your blood sugar, avoid that intense hunger before the next big meal, and it can help you get all the nutrients you need to have good blood sugar control. So I've picked out 7 foods here that will definitely help you, as a compliment, of course. You also need to have a balanced diet. Get good sleep, see your doctor, and take your medications properly. But these are foods that can really help you keep your blood sugar more controlled during your afternoon snack. The first option is eggs. Eggs are one of the best foods when it comes to controlling blood sugar. First, because it naturally has almost 0 carbohydrates, so that already helps prevent spikes in glucose and insulin. Eggs are also rich in protein and healthy fats, so they help keep you full, reduce those glycemic spikes, and also curb that craving for sweets. They really satisfy your hunger. Of course, you can have scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, even eggs cooked in the microwave, an egg spread on a low-carb bread, or an omelet with some vegetables. It's really up to you. Eggs are a very interesting food, and I have videos here on the channel talking more about the benefits of eggs, which I'll leave linked below in the description for you. Another good option is natural yogurt, or even milk kefir if you prefer. It's an excellent option for an afternoon snack to help control blood sugar because they contain protein and have a very good probiotic effect since they have bacteria and beneficial yeast for our digestive system. As a result, they can help reduce intestinal inflammation, which directly affects glycemic control. Remember that when I talk about yogurt, I mean natural yogurt without sugar, and you can even make it at home. I have a video here on the channel teaching how to make it from scratch, very economically, very practically. It's really easy. Just like with kefir, there's also a video showing how to make it. Now, if you choose to buy it, the ideal is that you check the label. It should basically just be milk and live cultures, maybe reconstituted milk, but basically only 2 or 3 ingredients. It shouldn't have sugar, syrup, or any kind of fruit puree, as these could add carbohydrates. When we think about consuming yogurt, you can eat it plain, but ideally, you should always add something to it to get more benefits. So you can add a little cinnamon, you can add some fruit, maybe a fruit with less carbohydrate, like half an apple with the skin, or a berry. You can add chia or flaxseed, which are interesting foods that will make you feel fuller and will also help you get to dinner less hungry. My third food actually is 2, because they're related, chia and flaxseed. I even gave a spoiler and mentioned them here with yogurt earlier. And these little seeds really are a very interesting food for us to add to our afternoon snack because they have a very interesting nutrient composition. These seeds have very little net carbohydrate because the main type of carbohydrate they contain is fiber, soluble fiber, which absorbs liquid and forms a gel, a mucilage that helps increase satiety, improve intestinal transit, control blood sugar, and even, as a bonus, cholesterol as well. They also help because they contain healthy fats, which contribute to all of this. Satiety, the rate at which carbohydrates are absorbed, since fats stay in the stomach longer. They also aid in intestinal transit and are anti-inflammatory fats that protect cardiovascular health. We know that many people living with diabetes have a higher risk of cardiovascular problems and elevated cholesterol. So chia and flaxseed are really great options. I mentioned mixing them into yogurt, but you can also mix them with eggs, mix them with fruit salad, make smoothies, whatever you like for your afternoon snack to make it easier to include these seeds in your diet. Another very interesting food is avocado. It also contains many nutrients that are beneficial for blood sugar control. Yes, it does contain carbohydrates, but most of them are fiber. Almost all of it is fiber, and it has a very interesting type of fat, which are polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats that are great for our heart. It also helps control cholesterol and is rich in fiber and healthy fats, so it provides a lot of satiety. This means it has a low impact on blood glucose. It doesn't really affect blood sugar levels, and it really helps control hunger, satiety, and appetite. So you can mash the avocado with a little salt and lemon and put it on a low-carb toast or eat it with cucumber or carrot. You can use it as a spread, you can make avocado mayonnaise, you can mash the avocado and add a little cinnamon and sweetener if you want it to be sweeter. You can mix it with eggs, toss in some seeds, or even blend it into your smoothie. Avocado is incredibly versatile. You can even use it in sweet, low-carb recipes like pancakes, desserts, or mousse. While it's typically treated as a savory vegetable, there are so many other ways to enjoy it. So ideally, you should have this versatility. I have a playlist of recipes with avocado. There's mousse, there's pudding, cake, cookies, there's a lot of things. I'll leave it down here in the description for you. Nuts are another group of foods that work really well as an afternoon snack to help control blood sugar because they also have a lot of fiber, healthy fats, and a bit of protein, so they help stabilize blood sugar, reduce blood sugar spikes, and increase satiety. The issue with them is which ones to choose because they can't have a coating on the outside, can't have caramelized sugar on the outside, and can't have too much salt. So raw or roasted is a better option. And be careful with the amount because they're very nutritious, but they're also densely caloric. So you shouldn't eat the whole bag of peanuts. Just take a tablespoon or two and mix it into your fruit, yogurt, or a smoothie. You can add it to avocado or whatever else you're having to round out the meal. Another really great option can be chickpea paste, hummus, which works really well for you to eat with bread, whether it's low carb or not. It's very nutritious. You can have it with one of my bread recipes, with carrot, with cucumber, with bell pepper. I love eating mine with bell pepper. It's really good, especially red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper. I think it goes really well together. It's interesting because it's a source of carbohydrates, but it's a smart and healthy carb because it has protein and fiber. So it helps to be absorbed more slowly, which allows you to have better control over your blood sugar levels. And it's very refreshing, nicely seasoned. I have a video teaching how to make this spread. I'll leave it down below in the description for you. Last but not least, you can make a drink for your afternoon snack. It can be a green juice or a smoothie, but it needs to be strategic because the base should be some kind of beverage that isn't too high in calories. In the case of juice, the base is usually water or some tea you want to use. For smoothies, the base is usually milk or plant-based milk. In fact, for those living with diabetes, the best options are low-carb milks, like almond milk, peanut milk, or even coconut milk diluted with more water. I have a playlist of plant-based milks, and I'll leave it here in the description for you. And then you can blend it with seeds, like chia or flax seed. You can add whey protein if you want, or a plant-based protein like soy protein, pea protein, or a protein blend. You can also add other vegetables if you want. You can put in cucumber, you can add kale. They don't have a very strong flavor, but they add a lot of fiber and nutrients. And you can choose to add a piece of fruit or not, depending on whether it's a fruit with fewer carbohydrates, like a berry. You even have more flexibility with the amount. These smoothies usually make us feel very full, especially when we manage to add chia or flaxseed as well, which really satisfy because of their mucilage from hydration, and they're a great option for an afternoon snack because they're easy to prepare, quick, very refreshing, nice and cold, and you can vary the flavors throughout the day or even over several days. So tell me down below, what do you usually have for your afternoon snack? Is it a meal you plan and take care of, or do you end up improvising? I would love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that really helps me out, and share it with anyone who would enjoy it or who needs it. Let's work together to spread this chain of kindness. That's what I want here on the channel. See you next time. Bye.